Hi, this video is for Cold as Ice by Toni Anderson. Cold as Ice is the fifth book in the Cold Justice, the Negotiator series. Now, she did have a connected series which was Cold as Justice or Cold Justice, I'm sorry. And I did not read most of the books in that series. I did read some of them. But in this series, the Negotiator series, I did read the other previous books, and they were Cold and Deadly, Colder Than Sin, Cold Wicked Lies, and Cold Cruel Kiss. This one here, Cold as Ice, is the book review that I'm going to give you in this video. Now, these books will do well as standalone novels because each story is individual as to the couple involved, but also to the crime or to the case that's involved. However, if you're like me, a series fanatic, and you like the continuity and the history behind the characters and what brought them together, then you would like the series. Now, in this particular series, we have Darby O'Rourke, who is waking up on a couch. She just opens her eyes and she's on a couch. Now, when she opens her eyes and she finds herself on a couch, she's like, well, where am I? And, why am I sleeping on someone else's couch? So she looks around. She doesn't really move. I'm just checking something on my channel real quick. She doesn't really move around. She doesn't get up, but you can picture waking up and being a little bit disoriented. So when she wakes up, it fully wakes up, she realizes, oh, I'm at so-and-so's house. Yeah, I've been here before at a Christmas party. So she calls his name, and guess what? He doesn't answer. She calls his name again. He doesn't answer. So what does she do? She wanders around and she sees some dishes and things, and she decides to wash dishes. But not just because she wants to clean, but because she's trying to get his attention. So she starts banging pots and dishes, and she still doesn't raise his attention. So after she's done, she goes in a room, she finds his bedroom, and when she opens the door, she sees his feet like this. So she knows he's lying on his back. So she calls his name and he doesn't respond. Well, she starts to get closer to his bed and she realizes he's got a knife sticking out of his chest, dead. She knows it. No point to try to rescue or whatever. He's dead. So she panics, she grabs her stuff, and she rushes out. She does call the police, but she also calls FBI negotiator Special Supervisory Agent Eben Winters. Okay? She calls Eben for good reason, but before we talk about the reason that she called Eben, she also called the police. The police immediately assume that she is the murderess. She murdered this man. She swears she didn't do it, but then she swears with a little bit of doubt. I don't think I did it. If I did it, I don't remember. And that's her response to the police. Now, Eben, as an FBI negotiator, he's privy to her interview with the police. So for a second there, he's like, well, if she did it, she must have had good reason. Now, why would somebody that is accused of murder, how could they possibly have good reason for killing somebody? Well, this brings in the history between Darby O'Rourke and Eben Winters. See, Darby is a graduate student, and she was sent to, I think, Ecuador, maybe? I'm pretty sure it was Ecuador, to study volcanic activity. And while she was traveling, she was kidnapped by terrorists and sexually assaulted by several terrorists. She should have died. She thought she was going to die. But she was rescued by the FBI and other governmental agencies, and one of the rescuers was Eben. So she felt an attachment to Eben right from that moment. As a matter of fact, she made a play for him once she was rescued, while he was checking on her while she was in the hospital. But he's like, no, you're a victim. That was, he wasn't going to cross that line. Well, that was 6 months previously. That was the summer before. What about right now? Well, with the trauma that Darby had undertook Eben wants to assume that if she did kill the man in question, there had to be a good reason. Now, before he steps in, before he interrupts the police and crosses into their investigating territory, so to speak, he finds out from another officer that a very specific clue that part of the investigation proved without a shadow of a doubt that Darby did not kill the man in question. So if Darby didn't kill the man, but yes, she woke up in his apartment, something is off. So Eben decides to protect her until he can get answers. And that's how Eben and Darby start off together. Now, oh, by the way, it wasn't Ecuador, it was Indonesia. I couldn't remember that. It's been about 3 or 4 weeks since I read this book. In any case, now Darby is being protected by Eben, and another person is killed. This time it's a woman. And again, it appears that Darby could have killed that woman, but Eben knows that she didn't because she's with him now. So now Eben is not only protecting Darby, but he's also protecting Darby from a possible killer, but he's also protecting Darby from the police who are determined to lay these crimes on her. Now, he takes her away, learns eventually that someone's out to frame her, and now what can he do? Well, that's the drama. The action is thrilling. It takes place from that first scene when she opens her eyes. You can picture yourself. You can picture her being there. Picture yourself there in confusion. And then we have to find out why Darby doesn't remember whether or not she could have killed the guy. What was it about her memory? That played into what's going on now. The book gets hot and heavy as far as action, intensity, the attraction that they share. Really good, thrilling book in this series. Like I mentioned, it could work as a standalone, but I love the continuity of series. And now we have to find out if Eben and Darby are destined to be together once and for all. And will they rise past all the danger that's suddenly in front of Darby, and what happens to her going forward? I would imagine that the series is going to continue. I didn't get any indication that this would be the last book in the series. So check it out. Check out Cold as Ice by Tony Anderson and the other books that I mentioned. But that's it for now. I'll be back with more. Bye-bye.